Hello everybody, welcome back. If you haven't been here before, my name is Debbie and I read a lot of books. Welcome to my bookshelf. Today I have got the audiobook of The Lie Maker by Linwood Barclay. There you go, that is your front cover. Yeah, something about this just really stood out to me as something I could be interested in. The tagline is, "He'll fix your past but can't escape his own." And this audiobook is read by Jonathan McLean and Graham Halstead. And yeah, this was definitely a cool one to listen to. I was completely hooked as to where this was going and I saw none of it coming. Yeah, so I just get that blurb up. "Your dad's not a good person. Your dad killed people, son." These are some of the last words Jack Given's father spoke to him before he was whisked away by witness protection, leaving Jack and his mother to pick up the shattered pieces of their lives. Years later, Jack is a struggling author, recruited by the US Marshals to create false histories for people in witness protection. Jack realises this is a chance to find his dad, but then he discovers he's gone missing and he could be in serious danger. Jack knows he has to track him down, but how will he find a man he's never truly known? And how will he evade his father's deadly enemies? Enemies who wouldn't think twice about using his own son against him. So at the very first chapters of the book, you see Jack as a young kid with his father and his father being taken away from the house, where you understand that his father is being protected by some very bad men. Throughout the book you do find out that Jack's father was essentially a hitman, and so that is why he's protected. Like, he may have killed people, but ultimately he was going to turn on the people that employed him. Jack is a struggling writer. He has published a couple of books under a pen name, which actually mirror his own life quite closely, but because of where his father is, I interpreted it as the idea that he was trying to protect himself and his father. When his father left, he was given a wallet with about $15 in it, and he has kept this wallet throughout the entire book, and it actually becomes quite a significant part of the story, him and this relationship with this wallet. But yeah, so then you jump later to Jack as an adult, where he has published these books. He has a girlfriend, Lana, who is a reporter. It's quite a bit into the book, it felt, until he was actually recruited by the US Marshals. But yeah, you see him going out on interviews for other jobs. There's a job that he gets for a series of magazines where he turns up on his first day only to be told, "Oh, actually, this might be your first day, but actually we don't have the budget for you anymore, so bye." So that happens on his first day at work, and so when he tells Lana, his girlfriend, he was just like, well, that sucks. But then he gets a call via his book agent, which is very cryptic, saying, "We might have a job for you, please call this number," to which he calls, and then he's given an address to turn up to. And when he turns up, it's this very nondescript building with a really random name. It's like something shipping, I can't remember what that was. It was something shipping on the door, and but there's like cameras about and stuff. He presses the button and says, "Hi, I'm here for this," and the door opens and he goes in and meets a woman who says that she is actually from the US Marshals. They've read some of his books and realised he's very good with his character development, and they want to employ him to work on the backstory to people going into witness protection. And he thinks, this is bizarre. And they say, "Look, we've done our history on you. You know, we've looked into you. It feels like this could be a good fit, and we are hiring other authors to help with this because we've realised that people need a solid backstory, and if they slip up, they can very easily be found. So if we can get them a solid backstory from somebody who knows what they're doing, we should be able to keep them safer for longer, essentially." And so, yeah, Jack has to think about it. But he is told that if he takes the job, he's not allowed to tell anyone, not even his girlfriend, or his family, anything like that. And so it does lead into part of the storyline where once he is employed by the US Marshals to do this job, where you see his girlfriend Lana go into full reporter mode in trying to research and find out what Jack is actually up to. Because Jack says, "Look, I've been given this new job, but I'm not allowed to talk about what I'm doing." Like, he's honest with her in that regard. He doesn't just make something up, which would have been a better thing to do. You'd think that a government official would probably say, "Okay, so this is your backstory," almost like a spy type thing. That's where my brain went. It was just like, why have they not given him a backstory? Or why couldn't even he come up with a backstory considering what he's been employed to do? But no, instead he's just honest with his girlfriend and just says, "Look, I've been offered a new job via my agent, but I'm not allowed to talk about it. I'm not allowed to tell you. And so his girlfriend goes into, okay, so it must be something entirely government related. Maybe as a writer, maybe you are writing speeches for like maybe like the governor or the mayor or something. And so he's just like, yeah, you can theorise all you want, but I'm not going to confirm or deny any of your theories. He just says, I have been employed and it is keeping me busy. But then that leads into when you find out that the people who have employed him, the US Marshals, because Jack's name has been changed because his mother since remarried, that somehow Jack's own history with the witness protection through his actual father somehow slipped through the radar. So when they were doing like all the back checks and things, they didn't connect the fact who his father was, who his real father was, because all they know about is mum and his stepdad, who he just refers to as Earl. And yeah, oh god, the web that is woven in this book, and you realise how things are connected. And then you also have random chapters of dialogue where you're not completely sure who's talking, but it seems like it points to be between Jack and his real father, but at the same time you're just there thinking, could this actually be somebody else? So that was a really clever storyline to go down, because you realise that there may be somebody else within this world who may also be protected by Witsec. So yeah, I very much enjoyed this woven web and trying to untangle it. Just seeing relationships everywhere, from seeing that relationship with his girlfriend and seeing what his girlfriend is trying to do to track down what he's actually doing, because he's admitted, I have this new job but I'm not allowed to tell you what I'm doing, which she immediately interprets like, oh, it must be something government related, to which she's going, I shall neither confirm nor deny. And then she does a full like witch hunt, essentially trying to find out what he's doing. And then there's a point later when she does actually say, look, I'm going to be honest with you, I have been trying to figure out what you're doing. He's just there going, well, whatever you think I'm doing, I'd be surprised if you ever did actually get it. Lana's going down the theory of him doing some sort of like speech writing, and then she's there going, oh well, actually, would they really be this secretive about somebody writing speeches and scripts and things? But yeah, so she's never completely on the mark for what he is actually doing. But the real thing is when it comes out who his real father is, then they're just like, oh, we did not realise that he was your father. And he's just there going, look, I'll admit, it would be great if you are able to reunite us in some way. He admits that there was points. I don't think he ever admits it with them. I think he admits to his girlfriend that over the years he has had some visits from his father, but obviously he doesn't actually know where he is, and he decides to use his work in witness protection to see if he can be reunited with his father. But then Witsec come back to him and say, actually, we have discovered that a month ago your father actually went missing and we have no idea where he is. And so it's like everybody's trying to work together to find out what actually has happened to his father. And so that's the bulk of the book, trying to figure out where his father actually is. And you find out the complete web of what his father was up to and how he went away and the people he was working for. And I'm not going to say much more because I don't want to go down spoiler territory, but it was just so good and so clever. And where it ended up, I should have seen it coming. But I didn't. I think there was one time when I questioned things and almost hit it, and then I went, oh, that's stupid. That's a stupid theory to have. And it was just like, oh god, if I had gone down that any further, I might have just figured it out. But yeah, I just love this so much. Yeah, it's in crime, thriller, mystery and psychological fiction. Duration 10 hours and 18 minutes on audiobook. And I think I did this over about 3 days with lunch breaks, with it on 1.5 speed. Because it got to a point when it was just like, I'm not just listening to this on my lunch anymore. I want to know what happens. I am listening to this. I am in the car on the way home, and I am listening to this while I am getting ready for bed. But yeah, The Lie Maker, Linwood Barclay. I love that title, The Lie Maker, because he's coming up with stories for people in witness protection. One of the taglines is, he'll fix your past but can't escape his own. And then underneath it says, in this twisty thriller from New York Times bestselling author Linwood Barclay, a man desperately tries to track down his father, who was taken into witness protection years ago before his enemies can get to him. But yeah, so that is your front cover. again, there you go. And I really enjoy this. So I think Linwood Barclay is another one that I will be keeping an eye out for. There's a few other books on here. I Will Ruin You, Look Both Ways, and Find You First. Those are other books which are just the regular books, and I Will Ruin You is also available on audiobook February next year. So it's just so good. Anyway, so thank you so much for watching. If you have any recommendations based on videos I do make, and you just like go thinking, actually I think Debs might enjoy this, don't be afraid to pop it in the comments. I love seeing like book recommendations, or if people have any theories and like to share how they felt about reading these books. It's always nice to see. But yeah, so thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you next time with another video. Stay safe, everybody. I love you all. Goodbye. Oh, I'm gonna fall over.